That's 450 health. That's 35 armor. And that's amongst them about, well, it's like 15 turns active on their turn. So I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm really interested to see if we can do anything productive with this. In our last XCOM 2 campaign, I came up against a Requiem Legate for the very first time, and it would absolutely just wipe the floor with us. Okay. Yeah. He's just okay. He got knocked back. It's just knocked back. Wait, no, that's not good. That's not good. If he goes again, shot on. We did 8. What? Long watch on the Legate. 1 damage. Oh my god. And he regenerates. He is at 44. Oh, how did the... Okay, maybe we were peeking. I don't know. That was a wall, but... Oh, no. Save X. Okay, plant the charges, get out. We're not even supposed to fight this, are we? So I figured today we would kind of test out some new things and figure out how to tackle the Requiem Legate a little more effectively. Now, I've assembled a number of XCOM operatives from varying backgrounds that I figured we could just kind of throw at the Requiem Legate and see how he responds to it. And I think it should be pretty fun as an experiment. I have assembled a long-range focused team. We've got a recon in order so we can take advantage of squad sight. We've got a medical specialist / officer so that we can kind of iron out any sort of kinks that may occur. We've got a sharpshooter. We have a bounty hunter who can crit as long as the enemy doesn't see him. We've got a mech sniper with a giant artillery cannon. We've got a hoplite to see whether we can tank the Requiem Legate effectively. We've got a ranger to see if we can interact with him with Overwatch more effectively. We've got a grenadier to see how he reacts to explosives. We've got an assault trooper so that he can get close, hit him one really hard time versus shooting him many times with cyclic fire with our gunner and a cannon. And then if all else fails, we are going to put together 6 sparks, taste the rainbow, and we're just going to brute force our way through them and see if that works. Even if it's not effective, it should be entertaining and a whole bunch of fun. All right, so I am back and I have spawned in a Legate. I figured we'd probably start by just taking a look at what the Legate does, what kind of challenges we are going to face, and then just kind of let him do his thing for 1 turn and see what kind of wall we're going to run into before we start testing stuff out. So if we actually take a look at him right here, he's very beefy. He's got 90 health. He's got 7 armor by default. And if we take a look at some of his passives and quirks, he can shoot Death Fog at us, which affects us with acid and poison. He can affect us with Requiem Corrosion, which is a permanent debuff across the entirety of the campaign. All of his attacks can critically hit, and every time he attacks us, it keeps growing in his chance to critically hit. He's got an additional action every single turn. He's got a Magna Supremacy reaction to anything that we do. And he also is extremely resistant to damage on top of everything else. So he's very tanky. Oh, and he can regenerate his health. So, God help us. God help us. We've packed this tower filled with Warden armor buffed bunnies, right? So we've got all of our assaults down below. We've got all of our sharpshooters up above. And I figured we just kind of ding him once. So we're going to take our sharpshooter, send a good hit here. Standard shot, and we hit him for 19, 7 armor negated, and now we've hit him for 12. He gets a Magna Supremacy reaction, and all we're going to do is just go into Overwatch, and we're going to give him a chance to engage us, and we'll see what we're up against. So he's got to cross an entire plaza, maybe like 2 big buildings wide. So he takes his first action, he takes his second action, and he's crossed about 1/3 of the plaza and engages the entire pod down below. Nice reaction fire from our ranger. He's regenerated health up to 79, and that is his first engagement with the Death Fog. And he gets another hit, knocks us out of cover. So we got a bunny that's way in the back here, knocked out of cover. And then the corrosion, the poison, the acid, it starts to eat through all of us. And to think, he spent 2 of those actions just moving. He spent the time moving, not actually shooting at us, critting us, and knocking us out of cover. He only knocked 1 bunny out of cover, this ranger that used to have a ton of health, and now we're seeing in a bunch of fog. So what we're going to do now is we're going to load back, and then we're going to test out what it's like to actually shoot him with a bunch of sharpshooters and see how effective that is. And we're going to start with our mech sniper. He's got a giant artillery cannon with Deadeye. That's going to be 22 to 28 with a 100% chance to crit out of his 90 health. Send it. Huge hit for 39. 7 of it is mitigated by his armor. He's got his Magnus Supremacy action, faces us. He's got 58 remaining, so that's over 3/4 of his health already. We're going to go ahead and send another Deadeye, this time from our Sharpshooter. So with his coil sniper rifle, nice hit right there. We got a nice crit, and he's got 26 remaining, so we hit him really, really hard there. And now we've got our Bounty Hunter. The Bounty Hunter gets a guaranteed crit. We've got Overwhelming Burst. We could send standard dings, I suppose. Let's send one. So not Overwhelming Burst, just the standard hit there. Beautiful. And that means he's now got 16 health left, and we'll follow it up with Overwhelming Burst and hopefully drop him. Beautiful, and that is a clear. So very, very, very effective. I like the squad sight result right there. All right, so we've returned, and this time around, I've taken our mixed team and I've set them up down below in the exact same scenario on the exact same map to see how they will fare. So we're just going to go ahead and move on up with our Grenadier. We now have sight. And now he knows about us. There we go. We're going to trigger up fastball. And I suppose with all this armor, it'd be actually kind of nice to break through that. We got a plasma grenade. We got an acid grenade. Let's go ahead and send some standard acid and try to get rid of some of that armor. So how do grenades fare against the Legate? All right, pretty nice. We've got 2 shred. We've got rupture, so that's going to improve our capabilities for all of the other bunnies. We still have a sizable volume of armor here. We've got a gas grenade. We've got an incendiary grenade. I mean, burning is usually helpful. The laser grenade usually just bypasses and just deals damage. So let's go ahead and do that. So we'll do a laser grenade, and that's going to be his last grenade, right? I don't think we're going to get any sort of... Yeah, just straight damage. No, like, shredding or anything like that. And nice, the acid burn ticks there. That's excellent. What we could do is get our Hoplite in there so we can actually double time it. We're going to move a little bit closer. And I am curious, can we tank him? Because I don't think we're going to take him out entirely. So if we do a shield charge, the Hoplite rushes the target, damaging and knocking him back, immediately activates shield wall. I will shield charge this guy, hit him. We're going to move through the acid, unfortunately, but we're going to knock him back, I believe. And engage shield wall. Great, so he's been partially stunned. He's been knocked back, and he's got 65 health. So that turn should now go to him. We've got shield wall. We are defensive. And now he has regenerated to 69, so we gained 9 more. He misses our Hoplite. Very nice. We dodge with Viper's Reflex, so we relocate. Lightning Reflexes triggers. Wow, this is... Okay, Hoplite's kind of incredible. Deflected. Wow. Okay, I'm very impressed. I didn't actually expect... I didn't have a tank before. And he slams with the shield and partial stun. Okay, this is epic stuff. I am very pleased to see that you can tank a Legate. And he's consumed the vast majority of the Legate's turn. The Legate's barely done anything to any of the other bunnies, which means he's completely under control for the most part. So we'll take the standard hits. I suppose we should probably start with the Hoplite. So if we come in with shield trauma, melee attack with the shield. It's going to trigger the Magnus Supremacy for the turn. We did a partial stun. Nice! Then we'll just dump into him. Hunter Rifle, good crit. 15. He's going to get to do something, right? Oh, nope. 100%. Send it again. Big hit. Now he's got his Magnus Supremacy, so he can react. He's got 8 health remaining. And we tank it with lightning reflexes. Oh my god. I gotta say, this is a huge success for the Hoplite. I didn't know what to expect. I'm very, very, very pleased with this result. He doesn't have much health left. We might have to run this test again just to check out the gunner and the assault. But this is... I mean, all we gotta do is really send a laser grenade and finish it, right? Yeah, there it is. All right, so I've loaded back. And this time what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take our tank out of the equation. So I'm gonna run the Hoplite far, far away. and they're going to get away from the Legate, which means now it's going to be able to run uncontrolled. Previously, we were able to dominate him with squad sight. Then we were able to actually tank successfully all of his attacks. What happens if you don't have squad sight advantage with really, really hard hits and you don't have a tank to redirect his fire? So we're just going to go into Overwatch here. We shall Overwatch with a gunner. We're going to suck up with a grenadier just to get his attention. So now he sees us. So we're more spread out. The previous time he was able to use most of his movement to engage, but now he whiffed it. Okay, very interesting. He actually missed against the grenadier. Now he's probably not on 0 in. Gets a hit, applies corrosion, and does a knockback. Now we're standing out in the open, and he goes again. Gets another hit, applies more corrosion stacks, and we've been knocked back again. And he's pushing into our Overwatch. Very nice hit, a lot of shred there. He's got 2 armor remaining. Shotgun misses at range. Not unexpected. Runs through the Ranger. Rapid reaction Ranger. And that's that. We had enough health to just take the hits, but we've been severely wounded and we've got corrosion, which will apply stacking damage at the end of the turn. So not so great. But now we get to check out a couple of other things. What happens if we give him one really big hit? I suppose the best case scenarios are like right next to him. It's a bad idea because we're going to be out in the open, but oh well. I mean, this is for science. All right, we'll go in on the diagonal. So pretty close. And then we're going to give him some rapid fire close range. Stack him. Big hit for 31 and big hit for 28. Really, really nice, but I would imagine he's going to retaliate. Yeah, that's not great, but hey, you know, worth it just to really dish out the juice. So that's actually really effective too. Holy moly. Man, there's a lot of things that are working on this guy, but I suppose our people came extra prepared. So I guess I'm going to load back and then we're going to try cyclic fire and see how that does. So far, it seems like all the tools that we have available are working, but we'll just keep testing and we'll see how this runs. All right, so we've loaded back and this time we're going to test cyclic fire. So we're going to go ahead and run the same test. We're going to give the Legate a turn so that it can close with us. So here he comes. Ranger reacts. We've got really nasty shred from our gunner. He's got 80 health left. We actually hit at long range with a shotgun. That's surprising. And now he's got 66. He's launching the fog. Hits 2 of us, so we were a little bit close. Gets a hit, knocks us back. So we're out of cover and in the open, and he'll get another action. Oh, get a little reaction ourselves. And what's he up to? Fog. Oh boy, yeah. So we're close enough that he can still hit us with the mortars, right? Pretty nasty stuff. Poison, acid, corrosion, and we're out in the open. Not a really good situation here. Oh boy. Yeah, it's not the best, is it? Yeah, corrosion's pretty darn nasty. Okay, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and Gremlin heal just so that our gunner is in tip-top shape as far as status effects are concerned. So we're gonna clear all that off. And they're standing right in the thick of all the corrosion, but now we can try multiple shots with cyclic fire. Here we go. Instead of one big hit. So that's all the remainder of the armor, 18 damage. We've got another 20, and then we've got another on top of that. It's about, oh, and that's a kill. That's beautiful. So very similar damage and just enough in order to end the Legate completely. We've got our Legate, so I figured we'd come back with our Spark team. We'd move in and just see what just brute force can do. We've got a bunch of coil mech cannons. We've got a bunch of armor, a bunch of health, and we've got a perfect gun line with 6 fully armed Sparks. So we'll just try to dump as much damage into this guy as we can and see what happens. So first thing first, we've actually got to overdrive. That's right, we got to wait for the overdrive to complete for all 6 of the Sparks. We've got the entire rainbow here. So we're just going to brute force him. All right, so we've now gotten all of our overdrives charged up. It's going to just start dumping damage into him, right? Fortunately, each of them have enough shred, so the first spark's really just going to be occupied with getting rid of all of that armor. He started with 7, now he's got 3, now he's got 1. Oh, actually, does he have none? Oh yeah, he's got 1. He's got 1. And then we'll send it, and there we go. That is the clear of all the armor, and he's got 51 health remaining. So yeah, this is just this is just a formality now. I think we've pretty much got this one. Because we've got the 3 shots and we have traverse fire. So that's 4 shots each. I was wrong. So that's going to be 6 times for this 24 shots. That's what it is. Yeah, this guy is... He's got 1 health. Yeah, we haven't even gone through half of our mechs yet. Okay, so it seems like this works. So let's see what happens when the Legate attacks a bunch of sparks, because we know that he can knock XCOM soldiers back and out of cover. I figured with these reinforced frames, he's not going to be able to do that with the sparks. So we're back, and this time we're just going to go into Overwatch, and we'll see how effective the Legate is against the sparks when we don't just alpha strike the heck out of him. So Overwatch for all, and let's see what happens. So the Legate's going to have a really, really maximized turn, so best case scenario for him. So first of all, we're grouped up. That's not great. Hits all the ablative, removes it. Death Fog Mortars follows up. He nails one of us. Oh, he either killed him or shut him down entirely. I think he killed him and immediately triggered reboot, sustain, and repair. Did massive damage, left this spark on 2. So he straight up killed one of the sparks. He left everyone on corrosion. Which is doing a lot of stuff. Got acid. I guess the poison's ineffective. And he caused one of them to reboot. Each one of them has repair on it. And we've gone into sustain. So he's actually killed 2 sparks already. Wow, that's impressive. So if we take a shot in retaliation, he should still have his Magna Supremacy. So there's one of the regular shots. And here he goes in response. Misses, thank goodness. And if we shoot again, I think that was it for his Magna Supremacy, right? And then we go through the same process. So we can actually probably win at this point, but we've already gone through 2 fail safes and we've lost 2 sparks. Pretty nasty response there by the Legate. So, oh man. All right, so I figured we've learned some lessons, right? There's 3 main takeaways that I'm getting from this. All of our tools work, number 1. So anything that you could use against any enemy in the game, it's not any less effective. In fact, it's on the active turn, not the reaction turn. You actually get a lot of great hits in, and you can deal some significant damage, and that's awesome because lesson number 2, you really want to do everything that you can on your active turn and less on your reactive turn. So that's basically like you're going to do as much alpha striking as possible and ideally drop him entirely. If you can't drop the Legate, then it seems like you want to redirect that damage somewhere. If you've got a dedicated tanking unit, then they're probably going to be in a good position to absorb as much of the damage as possible and control the Legate and control his attention as much as possible, right? So that's all really, really great. And then last but not least, don't group up. Don't group up unless you really need to and you're far enough away that you're pretty sure the enemy isn't going to hit you. So let's put all of those things to the test. I've taken all of our basic team here, that's the sharpshooters in the same scenario, and our tank, our gunner, our grenadier, our assault, and I put them in a situation where we are now facing 5 Legates at the same time. That's 450 health, that's 35 armor, and that's amongst them about, well, it's like 15 turns active on their turn. So I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm really interested to see if we can do anything productive with this. So I think my strategy is, I know I'm not supposed to group up, but I'm going to stay like this because all of these guys, they have to close the gap and they can move about a third of this plaza before they start to engage. However, if I get someone else to meet them first, like our Hoplite, then maybe we're going to be in a decent situation, right? So if we get the Hoplite and we stick them, let's say, just a little farther forward. So what if I move them up here? So we'll get our Hoplite. We're going to go ahead and shield wall it up. And then we're going to go ahead and guard to reduce any incoming damage. And then everyone else is going to sit back here and hope that they all focus on our Hoplite. We're going to go with a multi-target so that we'll group all of them all holo-targeted there with our holo-targeter Mark II, so it's not Mark III. And at this point, we can engage as soon as we trigger our overwatches, right? So we've got our specialist, our sniper, our bounty hunter, our mech sniper, and we got a ranger, so overwatch. So let's start with a mech sniper, right? Ideally, we drop one out entirely. Let's focus on this front guy. Why not? He has the honor of being our first target, so massive hit there for 41. Oh, he dropped right off the edge. Pop right back up, so we aggroed this guy. Excellent. They're not all part of a pod. They're just really, really close to each other. So this is the guy we hit before, right? Let's start with the sharpshooter instead. Deadeye. That's the guy. Send it. Come on. Come on. That is a good hit there. Good hit. Also for 41. That's excellent. Did we hit the same target? Did we hit? Yeah, we hit the same target. 18. Perfect. Ideally, drop that guy out, right? Let's go into Nightfall. I don't think we need it, but I want to be sure, and we're going to go with Overwhelming Burst. Just be sure. Be sure. Stack him. And that is a drop. All right, awesome. So we've just cleared one. We've just cleared one. We've got 4 remaining. In theory, we haven't aggroed them yet, so I'm just going to go into Overwatch, and we're just going to hang tight right here and see what's up. Now, if we didn't drop that guy, it's possible he'd aggro all of the other ones. Oh, nope. I'm pretty sure they're aware of what's happening. Maybe he sees the Hoplite. Nope. Nope, he didn't. Oh my god, we can do this. we can kind of do this. Oh my god, they're so grouped up. My kingdom for a grenadier. Nice. Nice. Perfect. Excellent. Well, let's see. They don't technically see us yet, right? Let's go ahead and nimble hands just so we can get that free reload, and we can come in with a guaranteed impact. We'll just shoot at the one in the front there. Nice crit, but not a Deadeye crit, but it's a good crit. Magnet Supremacy pushes on forward. He does see the Hoplite, right? Yeah, you see the Hoplite? But that was his action. Perfect. Lightning hands, because he already has... Well, no, we haven't cleared that armor yet. I don't know if that's going to do too much. Lead the target. Deadeye precision shot. Let's try to get a crit here. 70% chance to crit. Non-Deadeye standard hit. So we hit for 20. Mitigated by 7. I suppose I could try to shred, but I'm trying to do as much damage without aggroing anyone else as possible. So let's go with our standard shot on the Legate. I think we blind him if he's not dead, right? Deflection. This one, what's he negative right now? Holo target, he's rattled. That's from the bullseye scamper exhaustion, so we didn't actually get the blinded. We could try precision shot. This is a 100% chance to crit. Nice. Now he's blinded. Perfect. So he's got some significant penalties. He's got 40 health and 7 armor still. All right, fair enough. Can we attack him without aggroing anyone else is the question. We will see him from here. Do we see him from here? We do. Let's just cyclic fire that guy. Yeah, cyclic fire. I probably should have started with that to shred. We'd have gotten a lot more damage out of our sharpshooters. So cyclic. Wonderful. All the armor's gone. It's got 14 left. And that is a clear. Beautiful. High five. Now I'm trying to think. Obviously, they're all grouped up. So really, really tempting to get in there. Now, they can definitely move forward and start hitting this whole group of people back here. They can definitely hit our group up top. I'm thinking we need to draw their attention with a Hoplite. Otherwise, we are all in major trouble. So I think now is the time for our Hoplite to be a freaking hero. So let's go ahead and double time so we get a free movement. I'd like to somehow protect our Hoplite a little bit. Stronghold protocol, no. Airdrop, aid protocol. I guess, yeah, let's aid protocol and increase their defense. And the Hoplite is going in with 18 health. 6, that's right. 6 armor and a decent amount of defense at 25 and a whole bunch of dodge. We're going to come in with a shield charge and smack some people. Let's go. Oh, come on. Come on. Tank this. Okay, that's a nice hit there. Oh, wow. Knocked him right out. Perfect. Gain a little space, and they're coming at us. They're coming at us. The thing is, I think... Oh, temporary partial stun here on that Legate. The thing is that they're all gonna react, and they're all probably gonna have some information about the rest of the team as a result. I love that. Sort of like Blade Storm for shields. Nice. So we're reducing their actions a little bit. That's excellent. This guy, though, is not adjacent, so he gets to move on out. Perfect. Okay, so we got a bit of a split. They've done their Magna Supremacy. We want to stay split up. I don't think we can really risk being all grouped up like this. Spread out a little bit. We'll have our assaults probably a little more durable. We can move far out to the right side and then start coming in on the flank, maybe. I mean, they could push up easily and outflank, and that is just a death sentence. What do we get out this way? There we go. There we go. So the only way they're going to outflank our assault is if they actually spread out, right? They'd have to come out this way in order to get the flank. And if they all want to charge against the main meat and potatoes of our team, they're going to have to go right out this way, and our assault's going to have high cover from them. So we're trying to spread out and maintain high cover if possible. We've got a ranger, an expert with Overwatch. They've got Ever Vigilance, but I don't know if we have another choice. We could head out this way if they want to charge all the way in. Yeah, we'll just spread out to the right. Gunners inside. We'll go into... I could shield wall. Grants 30 defense, 3 armor on the turn that it is employed. All right, we're going to shield wall instead of Overwatch with a Grenadier. A recon is going to tuck up, just maintain sight if they need a holo target again. And we're going to go into Overwatch concealed. And then our Hoplite is going to, I guess, just hit the Legate close by. Wonderful. Nice. Get more stuns in there. Perfect. So he's got almost his full turn is disrupted a little bit. We can give commands as well to our sniper, to our bounty hunter. Bounty hunter could get a good shot while they're down. So let's go into command up. He's got a single target shot here. So we'll just get pre-reloaded. Oh, crap. Crap, that ended the turn. All right, never mind. Incoming. I messed that up. Some of the Legates are going to heal, right? So we got a Legate back up to 86. We got one of the Legates back to full. So it's like we dealt 4 damage to this middle Legate here. Misses our tank. Thank goodness we've got a dedicated tank. This one, he's going to have a better chance. We dodge. We've got the gene modification Viper reflex. We relocate. We've got lightning reflexes. Finally hits the tank. Knocked back. All ablative is lost. And I think that's the end of the turn for that one Legate. Okay, yep, miss. Thank goodness dodge, but it's not 100%, so eventually it's going to land. And he gets increasing crit every time. Every time, plus 10 crit chance. So there's a knockback and corrode, and now we're at 14 health. And, okay, everything's starting to hit now, and we're getting less and less armor, so it's looking pretty dire for our tank. They may be our sacrificial lamb, and we won't get another turn after this of tanking. Wow, point blank. Oh, there it is. Nice reaction. Man, our tank is so good. Who are you shooting at? Oh, our assault. Okay. So that actually, I think, has knockback. Yeah, it has knockback. I thought maybe they'd stop on the trash can out here. 0 in. Shot the tank. Tank gets hit again. Our tank has barely any health left, right? Yeah, 7. They've got to have another action, I think. Yeah, here it comes. Big hit. And now we're left with 3 and 1 armor. But I think that might be the end of the turn. The thing is, we've got massive corrosion, so they may bleed out or die or something. Did they survive long enough for the specialist? Okay, so the specialist might be able to temporarily correct that situation. Let's go in and get the corrosion removed. Healed. Because that triggers at the end of the turn, unlike poison and burn and all of that. We get a refund from Savior. We're going to go ahead and use Gremlin Heal again. We'll top her up. And then we get one more action, so we're going to hold on to that one, right? Hold on to that one. We'll see what we got. So let's go back to our Sharpshooters. Big problem is the mech sniper wasn't able to get a kill, so lock and load didn't trigger. So we have to spend a turn just reloading here. Unless we use the one action to reload, and then we give the command, right? Because he still has another point. So we're going to go ahead and give a command and give it to our mech sniper specifically, so that it's got 2 actions to take the shot. And let's see if we can make something... Well, actually, maybe we should shred armor first if we can, right? Gunner can shred. Well, actually, no, our Grenadier can also shred. So we can pop off 2 grenades. So we're going to get closer. Obviously, when we do this, we got the Magnet Supremacy to worry about, but instead of trying to cleanse their Magnet Supremacy and then dealing with their new position, I'm just going to go hard. Go in right now. Acid grenade. We've got a gas grenade. We got an incendiary grenade. We got plasma. Plasma's good old-fashioned. Can we tag all these guys? I think the alloy grenade may be the only one with a large enough template to actually connect with all 3 simultaneously. The laser grenade isn't going to do any shredding, but it's definitely going to do some damage. So I might save that for the second grenade because he's got salvo and fastball, right? So acid. Let's try acid just to get a little bit of shredding going. So first start with the acid grenade. Nice. Wonderful. So we got 6 shred across the board. There it is. Magnet Supremacies to trigger. Hits. Oh, miss our tank. Lightning Reflex. Miss the Grenadier. And shot to the tank. Miss. High five. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful result on all their Magnet Supremacies. That's been removed. We could do the laser grenade and get a really nice chunk of damage. However, I think it's going to help all of our damage if we end up shredding some more, right? We've got plasma grenade, which I think has a smaller radius. It's not quite as large as the acid grenade. Alloy grenade's not shredding though. Yeah, actually, I don't have another grenade with a wide enough radius to hit all 3. I'm just going to laser grenade it, I suppose. And if maybe we get lucky, maybe we remove some of the environmental obstructions to the rest of the team as well. Very nice. A solid AoE there. And of course, because it was another turn, it triggers the dots. So huge damage. So we're going to rapid target to get a free target on the Legate. And then we've got to follow up with our holo targeting. So we'll go in and holo target the one closest to center of the plaza. And I'm actually thinking of maybe utilizing a decisive action, which is going to top things off, right? Can we get a decisive action on the Grenadier? No, the only one we can see right now is the Hoplite, unless we get in with the Assault or something like that, and then we'll have another target for it. So we'll just wait for a little bit. We've only holo targeted 2. 17 to 22. I mean, we need damage now. Who's the lowest? 65, 70, and 59 close by. And that's a 25% chance to crit because he doesn't have the holo targeting on yet. What about... We don't have shield charge to knock back. We can probably shoot our pistol at somebody just to get some free damage in. I'll take it. 6 damage is better than nothing. Trigger the acid burn as well. My god. And then we're going to go in and just slash the closest here. Very nice. And maybe introduce a little stun as well. Excellent. Awesome. So he's down to 51. We trigger the acid burn again. Yeah, we can totally do this. Are you kidding me? I didn't know if it was going to be possible. We can totally do this. Let's get up with a gunner. We're going to check on a rapid fire here. Try to dump out the Legate's armor here. That's a good shred. He has 0 armor remaining. And massive hit for 22. Yes, we've got this guy. We've got this guy. Let's go to our sharpshooters instead. Mech Sniper has not fired yet. Maybe if we can get a kill here, that'll be amazing. 15 to 19. 60% chance to crit. There's the crit. There's the kill. Beautiful. High five. And that triggers lock and load. And he has ammunition for the next shot. That is amazing. So now we've got 2. They're already holo targeted. That's fantastic. So let's just start dumping. I guess the one closest to the center of the plaza. The one closest to our group of bunnies here. Our XCOM soldiers. There's 17. He's down to 44. We trigger acid burn again. Golly, man. How powerful is that? Triggering every time we get a shot. There's so many of us. Nice hit. Dead of night. Should I wait? Should I wait? Who else can shred armor here? I realize, again, is there anyone else? Ranger? No. The Assaulter? No. Our Recon? No. But he could decisive action if the Grenadier were closer, but we don't have that. So we should just take the biggest shot that we can. Overwhelming burst. And let's try to drop the Legate if we're lucky. Very nice. High five. Good clear. We got 1 Legate remaining. This is ridiculous. 5 Legate. Okay, it's not over yet. It's not over yet. Don't get too excited. It's not over yet. We can run and gun out this way. Where do I want to be? Where do I want? I could be here on the half. I could be here on the full. If I add a little more distance, let's go in and utilize dedication. We'll get 2 more mobility. We're going to ignore reaction fire, but he doesn't have any. Now we can head out all the way out this way. We're going to go in and run and gun. And we're going to book it all the way to the pillar. A little bit far for the shotgun, but I mean, they're a good enough shot. They might still be able to land this consistently. Oh, 100%. Go for it. Rapid fire. Double tap him. Decent hit there. We got another one where that came from. Big hit there. He's got 16 remaining.
Hard target, minimal damage.
And we've got a ranger and a recon. Okay, well, ranger ever vigilant. So let's just, I mean, we're not going to be able to move up, get a shot, I don't think. Yeah. So we've got ever vigilant. Let's just bring ourselves into sight range. And now we get to choose decisive action for a ranger or decisive action for a hoplite. I feel like if we get in there with a hoplite, we're going to be able to reduce his actions themselves. So I'm going to go in and use decisive action. We can get in, we can hit him, we can stun him a little bit and gain his focus. We can reveal ourselves for 100, but let's start with a hoplite. We're coming in with shield trauma. We get the shot and shield trauma, right? Yeah. Let's get the shot first. Pop him 1. Big hit there. Actually, can we down him right here? Oh my god! High five! Okay, that was unexpected. That's epic. Wow, go team. Jeez Louise. That was that. Not too shabby. I didn't know if we'd be able to do it, but that's pretty darn epic. Go bunnies. High five. I mean, in the end, I didn't actually think that we'd be able to take on 5-Legates at the same time, but we did have the drop on them. We did have a really good position and some very talented soldiers, but I mean, the lessons stayed true. We were able to alpha strike them and drop them before they really could do much at all, and that turned out to be the key. And then, obviously, when they did get a turn, we had a tank, and we could hopefully control as much of that damage as possible, but it got very close. And our tank seems to be queued up in the med bay for at least 20 days. But hey, small price to pay to get 5-Legate corpses in that test. Hopefully you found that entertaining. I know I'm going to be taking the lessons from our test into our current campaign. And, you know, if you did find this helpful, please feel free to like, share, or comment down below. It helps us a great deal. I had a total blast. I hope you did as well. And I can't wait to get into the next one with you. Have a wonderful night.